Good morning, everyone. It is October 12th, 2020, and it is 7:43 in the morning, and I am sitting out in front of Target on McHenry Avenue in Modesto, California, hoping to score, I don't know, just about anything. Uh, so I wanted to start making videos about collecting since I started getting back into it a few weeks ago. I wouldn't say I've been an off and on collector, but for most of my adult life, I have collected pretty much exclusively Star Wars action figures. I have complete sets of Revenge of the Sith, and a lot of the newer, the Legacy Collection, Power of the Force. A lot of the lines that came out post Revenge of the Sith, and it's collecting is it's quite the adventure these days. I when I quit collecting a few years ago in 2017, it was more over the fact that I just absolutely hated The Last Jedi. And every time I saw merchandise for The Last Jedi, it just made me sick. And I couldn't bring myself to give Disney or Hasbro any more of my money at the time. And and that's not entirely Hasbro's fault. I know that they have bills to pay and families to feed and all that stuff, and a lot of the times it's guys like me that were constant collectors over the years that just supported the entire system, helped support the entire system. But yeah, it's collecting is a real it's a real chore these days. I used to she's you think back as far as when we were kids, and the Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi lines came out, and anytime you went anywhere, there were Star Wars action figures almost everywhere. You could go to any department store, Sears, Montgomery Ward's, even Mervyn's here in town had a toy store that was right next to it, and you always found the newest toys. And then we go to the local mall here in Modesto, the Vintage Fair Mall. There was there were two toy stores in the Vintage Fair Mall, the Toy and Hobby Company and KB Toys. And I wasn't never really a fan of KB Toys, but Toy and Hobby Company was it was insane. It was, you'd walk down every aisle, and one aisle would be one side G.I. Joes, and then the other side would be just Transformers. Nothing but, and then you'd go around the other aisle and it'd be Star Wars and Battlestar Galactica and then later on the G.I. Joes, and then Mask later on. Sorry, I got G.I. Joe and Mask a little confused. It is still early in the morning and I'm still working on my coffee. So, it's just, and finding action figures these days is such a rarity that it's almost like eating food in jail. You got to sit there with your elbows out, ready to fucking stab somebody as soon as you see something, because usually these days it's right as of right now, there's nobody sitting out in front of the store, but these days I'm usually there with 4 or 5 people looking for exactly the same thing. And if one store is only putting out, or if one store in this area is only putting out a case every 2 or 3 weeks, what chance do I have to actually find anything these days? And it's not just Star Wars now. You've got the new retro G.I. Joes at Walmart. You've got the G.I. Joe classifieds And you've got the Masters of the Universe, the Walmart exclusives, and other collectors. It's such a rarity that I actually see another collector. Most of the time I see scalpers. There's a guy here in town that has his little minions go to every store, and so I'm not just competing with other collectors. I'm competing with scalpers. I'm competing with do the don'ts, and he doesn't even like his main thing is he's marketed as a sports memorabilia place. Yet I see him everywhere. He's after Hot Wheels, he's after Star Wars, he's after you name it, and it's like, there's guys like that all over the place, and anywhere you go. I mean, I've gone 20 miles south, 20 miles north, 30 miles east of here, and it's the same thing. The scarcity is driving, and the fact that, well, it's two things right now. It's the scarcity, and the fact that with people out of work, you can make a quick buck by flipping action figures online, and so you can kind of compensate for your lack of income from being unemployed because of the beer bug. With it, if you're good, and or in this case right now, extremely lucky. There's a few websites that I go to check inventory on figures, and they always say out of stock. And if they do say they're in stock, they're not on the shelves. And it's just an absolute ridiculous hunt. I mean, this is literally a treasure hunt, but for guys like me, I'm not about like flipping stuff. Yes, I've sold stuff on eBay. I have an eBay account, and I have sold some of my stuff, but I never bought it with the intention of, I can't wait to get a quick buck off of this. I actually bought all of my stuff in hopes to be able to pass it down to my kids, but they don't want it. They don't care. But anyways, I just wanted to make a video or make this video and kind of rant and rave a little bit about the state of toy collecting these days, especially here in the Central Valley of California. I don't know about other places, but it's getting real tough. Hopefully when Christmas rolls around, we'll have more to look at and more to pick from. But right now, middle of October, we are bone dry. All right, thanks for tuning in. My name is Matthew, and we'll catch you in the next one.